The Lords of the Fallen is dropping the biggest update thus far, making some massive changes for the better. This includes new game plus Vestiges, enemy density changes, re-enabling crossplay, fixes on progression loss, and of course performance and general fixes. We got a lot to cover in this patch update, so let's begin. Just keep in mind, down in the description there will be a link to this, so if you want to read this yourself, you'll be able to. And this is patch version 1.1.224. This includes new game plus Vestiges, enemy density, crossplay, and progression loss. So it starts off by saying thank you to everyone who attended last week's Q&A event and provided feedback, both during the stream and afterwards. We continue to be humbled by the countless encouraging words and constructive feedback. In response to this, we have a few important announcements to make as part of today's patch notes. So community feedback, Vestiges, and new game plus. We hear you, and we have decided to roll out some fundamental changes to ensure everyone continues to enjoy the new game plus experience, including both those who have relished the no vestige challenge and those who would rather they were still present throughout the world. From today's patch onward, now when you complete your initial playthrough, you will be presented with a new option before embarking on your next run through. You can either progress directly to the next consecutive new game, or you can replay the current new game at the same difficulty. This will allow trophy hunters and completionists to seek out any outstanding tasks without having to contend with increased difficulty should you choose to. Now this is actually really good because I actually had to go back and get some of the weapons, some of the gear, some of the things that you actually miss. So this is actually a really nice thing that's really good because there are a lot of things that are missable, a lot of quests that are mixable, and you want to go back and make sure you get that because you may actually want to double up on it whenever you go to the new game. Now this continues by saying a further patch is coming Thursday. We'll see some further updates made to the new game plus mode. Instead of removing all Vestiges as it currently do, new game plus 1 will also see a few disappear while keeping the key locations intact. In new game plus 2, a few will disappear, and then in new game plus 3, all but the main hub, Skyrest Bridge, and Adair Shrine vestige will disappear. This way our initial vision remains intact, but in more of a gradual adaptation, awaiting those who seek increasing levels of challenge. Now for me, that is a massive W on the team's vision and whatever, because honestly I've gone to the game already 4 times, and one thing that I really like doing is like making videos and stuff like that, and going back and being able to like backtrack in the new game plus so I can like find gear, things I may or may not have missed, is actually really important. So this is a massive change. And then like once you actually are at the point where you're new game plus 3 or 4, like you're probably pretty seasoned in the game, so you don't necessarily need those Vestiges. So in my opinion, these are very solid changes. It's fair for players who are, maybe trying the second new game plus, or even just trying their new game plus out for the first time, without making it feel like a massive punishment for just trying to like increase your character power. Because the way it is currently, or the way it was before, it does feel like they were kind of punishing you for trying new game plus out. I think this is a massive change, and I think this is a great step in the right direction. Everyone wins. Now the article continues. Lastly, as a follow-up to the popular announcement made during last week's stream, we can confirm we have started designing the new game plus modifier system, allowing players to fully customize the new game plus experience. Whether that's retaining all your Vestiges, keeping just a few, or removing them completely, it will also include fun modes like hardcore, 1 death, 1 kill, whatever, item randomizer, enemy randomizer. The feature set is yet to be fully defined, but our current intention is to release the modifier system before the end of the year. Now I didn't expect to see that. That's a pretty insane change, especially considering the time frame. We're what, a month and a half away before the new year, and they're going to be rolling this out. This is going to add so much customization to the game. It's going to make every playthrough feel a little bit different if you choose to push like do this kind of gameplay, if you actually value this. So I'm a big fan of this change. It's coming really fast, but yeah, another massive W in the game, and I don't think any other Souls-like does this. This is very unique. Really big W there. Now the patch continues with today, as a means of helping with enemy density, we're improving our releasing system, further limiting how far enemies will pursue players from their spawn point. This prevents large crowds of enemies from relentlessly pursuing the player when rushing through a level. We aim to have further requirements in Thursday's patch, including reducing the number of enemies present in areas when players most struggle. These enemies will be removed in your initial playthrough but will remain in New Game Plus, in keeping with the more challenging experience players are seeking. Now that is really nice, but let's finish up. Additionally, we are going to tweak some crowd behavior so enemies will not spawn players as often. Multiple enemies will no longer land hits at the same time, while enemies will also be less aggressive when swarming the players in greater numbers. So a few things about this, because this is actually pretty good as well. So first off, the leashing thing, there's definitely moments where I just want to run through it and I don't want to have an army following me. This is definitely good. Glad they're implementing it relatively quickly. I think the next thing that's really big is that they're actually recognizing people are struggling with some of the density. Now personally, I'm on my 4th playthrough of the game, so I'm a little bit more accustomed to it, but definitely on the first playthrough of the game, I definitely felt like I was struggling with the density, and especially when you go into the Umbral realm, it felt more like a punishment more than like exploring both worlds, because then you'll have both mobs plus the Umbral world, and it was just like very overwhelming at some point. So massive. I'm glad they're like looking at it and recognizing players are struggling. In New Game Plus, it's not a big deal because you have the ability to clear and deal damage, so it's not a big deal. So good eye on them there. Continuing on in the crossplay section, as we explained in the QA stream, we are targeting to deploy this as soon as possible on all platforms, but we want to ensure certain GPU stability levels for PC players before this happens. We are pleased to confirm we are activating crossplay on console this coming Monday, with a plan to activate it on all platforms this coming Thursday. So if you guys are wondering why you can't get into crossplay lobbies, this is why. It's currently disabled. I mean, today's Monday, so console should be seeing it, but for the rest of us, this is going to be something that roll out Thursday, so it's going to be much easier to crossplay with your friend on other systems, which is pretty nice. Finally, let's go into the progression loss, and this is going to be for the players who basically have lost some of their progress or whatever it is during co-op. I see a lot of this in the Discord, so let's go over it. For those players who have lost level progression either through corrupted saves or due to co-op related issues, please know we are working diligently on a solution for you. We're setting up a team you can send your corrupted save and downgraded character to. That's pretty insane. Which will respond by providing your saves with the required vigor to restore your character up to the level that they were before the glitch. Wow. I don't know many dev teams that would actually do that. That's pretty big. Down below, here are the things you need to do. Give your character, send it to support. I don't really need to read that, but basically you just send it to them and they will just basically give you all the vigor you would have had otherwise. That is really nice of them to be able to do this, willing to do this. I don't think I know any dev team that's ever done that, so that's pretty insane. I gotta say, this has got to be one of the best patches I've seen in a long time, and just in general, the team in the Lords of the Fallen team is just killing it. You know, they've actively been patching the game, they're listening to player feedback, and the fact that they're willing to just straight up give you vigor like that, that's pretty cool. I don't think any other Souls-like game has ever done that, so really cool. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Leave me your comments down below what you guys think about this. I'd love to read them in the next update video. Probably at the end of the video I'll leave some comments that you guys wrote and respond to it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like as well as subscribe for more Lords of the Fallen content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.